Hello and welcome back to the Sports Centre YouTube channel. So today I want to talk about a clip that I'd seen on Sports Bible Instagram over the weekend, and it's a Chelsea fan and a Liverpool fan. You know, the times when they get like a head-to-head on a table, and obviously they chat about a fixture that's coming up this weekend. So this Chelsea fan, this one fan in particular, suggests that Liverpool can't attract big players, that big players reject coming to Liverpool, and yeah, it kind of got me intrigued, shall I say, and especially with some of the names that he reeled out. I'm not going to give that away just yet, so I'm going to show the clip now, and then I'm going to give my thoughts on that following this clip. So take a look at this.
Liverpool can't attract big players. You know this yourself. You followed the transfer news. You've been rejected by Tchouaméni, rejected by Lavia, rejected by Caicedo, rejected by Zubimendi, rejected by Bellingham. And I think it's probably down to the fabric of the club, if we're being honest. You don't have many Premier League icons. You've probably got 3 or 4, max, McManaman and all these man. So, listen, it's pretty fair to say that these guys have bigger dreams and want to go to other clubs, and are more than happy to reject you and fail medicals on purpose. How do you feel about that?
I feel absolutely fine, because at the end of the day, it's the success of the club that I look at.
Liverpool can't attract
No Premier League icons. Interesting. Michael Owen won the Ballon d'Or at Liverpool. Cool. Robbie Fowler, one of the best strikers in Premier League history. Arguable, but he's up there. 100 club and all that. Virgil van Dijk, probably one of the best centre-halves in the world. One of the best centre-halves the Premier League's ever seen. But yeah, if you want to say that. Oh, and Alisson as well. Probably one of the best goalkeepers on planet. But no icons. Let's keep going. Rejected by Lavia. Sorry, Lavia's not a big player. Did he reject Liverpool? Yeah, he did. He wanted to go to Chelsea. Fair dues, you know, players do what they want to do, but he ain't a big player. Rejected by Caicedo. Again, did he want to go to Liverpool? No, he chose Chelsea over Liverpool. Fair dues. But he ain't a big player. Will he be a big player? I think he probably will be. He's on his way to being a big player, but at the moment, Caicedo is nowhere near the tag of being a big player. He's not world class. He's a good player. He is a good player, and he's a decent player, and he's probably better than what Liverpool's defensive midfielders are at the moment. But just because you come with a big price tag doesn't make you a big player. And let me just make one point clear. Fair enough, Lavia probably won't be playing on Sunday, but there's a potential that both those players that you just mentioned will be giving a guard of honour to the new Premier League champions on Sunday. So just let that sink in, yeah? Rejected by Zubimendi, yeah, he led us down the garden path, led us to believe that he wanted to join Liverpool, and he didn't come, but so what? It is what it is. He's stuck playing his football in a very mediocre, probably below average Spanish team at the moment, you know, in a league that ultimately is dominated by the two Atletico Madrid and Barcelona. And in terms of rejected by Bellingham, was we ever in the running for Bellingham? I'm not so sure. There was a lot of talks. Obviously, him and Trent are really good pals. What we're led to believe on and off the pitch. You know that in all the in the England social media channels that you see, they're together all the time. You see them in pics all the time, all over each other's Instagrams when they're on international duty. So there was that hype that potentially Bellingham could have joined Liverpool. The goal he scored in the Euros that time, where I might have even been the World Cup, where him and Henderson like kind of butted their heads together, and we thought, oh, could this be a possibility? But really, Liverpool, I don't know. I don't even think they ever was in the running. So in terms of he rejected us, I think he was always going to go to Real Madrid, and that was that. So I won't call it as Jude Bellingham rejected us. So in terms of the players that this geezer has just mentioned, that he says Liverpool can't attract big players, 2 of them aren't even big players, and will be giving a guard of honour to the new champions this weekend. Martin Zubimendi, is he a big player? He was a big name coming off the back of a hot Euros. I mean, let's be right about it. Rodri was the best player in the Euros by far and got injured in the final, and then Zubimendi came on and played a good game, but ultimately he didn't even play that much in the Euros, so we're all gassing this player up off the back of, 45 minutes he played against the final? Right, cool, brilliant. Does that make you a big player? Does that make you a world-class player? If it does, then fucking hell, I'm stupid. And then Bellingham, he's the only player on that list who I would class as a big player. He is a big player. He's world class. He's got the potential to get better. Jude Bellingham has got the potential to literally dominate football for years to come. And do I hope there's a chance one day that he comes to the Premier League and potentially comes to Liverpool? Yeah, I hope I do. But I will say this, and I think the difference between Liverpool and Chelsea at the moment is we have a no dickheads policy at Liverpool. And what I mean by that is, when Jurgen Klopp came in, he got rid of all the knobheads. So, he got, remember Sakho? Decent player. Mamadou Sakho, he was a good player. But he was a bit of a knob. You know, Klopp didn't like the fact that he was a bit laid back. He turned up for training late a couple of times. He was just a bit of a dick. Not saying that he was a bad person or anything like that. I don't know the guy personally, but ultimately Klopp was just like, look, if you're not willing to do the basics at this club, if you do the basics right, turn up for training, put your all in, basically perform as a team, he didn't want you. You were gone. You were out the door. No dickers allowed. And Mikel Arteta has done the same thing at Arsenal. Aubameyang basically played for a new contract, got the new contract, down tools. He was just like, I'm not bothered about this anymore. What did, I don't know if you've seen the documentary, but the Arsenal documentary on Amazon, basically, he went toe-to-toe with Edu, because Edu wanted to keep Aubameyang at Arsenal. And Arteta stuck his neck on the line and went, no, I don't want him. I want him out the door. No dickheads policy. And that's what a lot of teams now that are performing at the highest level, that's what they have. Look at PSG. Perfect example, right? PSG, they had all the best players, or the best players in the world. Messi, Mbappe, Neymar. Dominant names, big names in the footballing world. They couldn't win the Champions League. And do you know why? Because they didn't play as a team. You know, Mbappe, bit of a knobhead. Kind of, you know, just always in the media, talking about his contract, fucking about at the beginning of the other season before he joined Madrid, you know, he basically went on strike. They kind of had to banish him for a few games. Obviously, they brought him back eventually. But this is what I'm saying. You don't get that. You don't get that at Man City. Pep, if you don't want to play for Man City, he's got you gone. Cancelo, you know, one of the best right backs in the world, I'd say, is quality right back. But Pep was just like, nah, mate, if you want to go, get yourself off. This is what the top clubs do. And coming back to Chelsea now, you're signing players like Jadon Sancho, who Man U cannot fucking wait to get rid of, because that boy is a knobhead. He's a dick. He's more bothered about, like, commenting on a fucking Rashford's post, like, oh yeah, you've got out of United and stuff like that. Neither of them two are even out of United yet. They're both on loan. They both forget that. They're both on loan. And coming back to the Chelsea and the Jadon Sancho, if rumour has it, you guys have got to pay Man U to send him back, because I think you're obligated. I could be wrong here, and tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I'm sure Chelsea are obligated to buy him. And to get him back at United, you've got to pay circa to £5 million, I think. This is what I'm saying. These are the types of players that Chelsea are signing. So you can have your Lavias, you can have your Caicedos. It's all good, because at the end of the day, at the moment, you guys are scrapping around, trying to get in the Champions League places, competing in the Conference League, when we're fighting for titles and Champions Leagues. So if you want the big players like Jadon Sancho and Nicholas Jackson and all them, listen, you've got a couple of good players. Cole Palmer is one, although his performances have dropped off the edge of a cliff. And ultimately, some of your best players will leave, because they will want to be playing. Cole Palmer will want to play Champions League football week in, week out, because that's what he deserves. A player of that calibre will want to play on the best stage, on the grandest stage, and they'll want to play in the Champions League. And when you're not playing in it every single season, Them players want out. They want to play Champions League. You know, you're signing players like Robert Sanchez. He's fucking atrocious. He's one of the worst keepers I've ever seen. He shouldn't even be playing in the Premier League. But this is what it is. So for all these, well, this Chelsea fan that I've seen on this video I shown earlier about Liverpool can't attract big players. Listen, I'm calm about the players that Liverpool are attracting right now. And if they're not so-called big players, then so be it. But all I want to know is when Liverpool are signing players that they're signing to come and play for the badge, play for the fans, play for the club, and put 110% in on that pitch every time. And if they're doing that, then they're all right in my eyes. And I speak for most of Liverpool fans. I think they'll be all right in their eyes. So as I say, keep your big players. It's all good. Let us know in the comments below what you think about this clip. Do you think it's right? Do you think Liverpool, excuse me, are struggling to attract big players? Will struggle to attract big players? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button right there. Just there. Catch you in a bit.